Hey guys, so I've had a few questions about the booklets for each unit. I've had students ask if they were supposed to buy those. I've had students have trouble figuring out where they are or where to locate the exercises, things like that. So I thought I'd create this little walkthrough. The booklets are not something that you have to buy. They are something that I create for these classes. So that's one of the reasons it sometimes takes me a little longer to get materials up, like this week, because I'm sitting there and I'm creating them as I go. So this is the rhetorical reading strategies and rhetorical analysis one. This isn't one you'll need for a couple weeks, but you can see that this is a Word document on my computer that I can edit. You can see that, let's see if I can find info. I'm the author of it. It was just modified by me not long ago, today at 5:20, so 5 minutes ago, because I've been working on it today. So these are kind of like extended course materials. We can't go over everything in class that I would like to go over with you because these are kind of online courses and because of COVID. And so I wanted to make sure that you guys would have everything that you would need to be able to effectively write these types of essays, even if you take them to another class, or you need to look back at them later, or if you're struggling, it's 2 a.m, I'm asleep, you can't get a hold of me, but the essay is due in a couple of days, you can go to these booklets and they have a lot of great resources for you. I also, because I'm taking the time to create them from scratch, and the exercises that are in them are exercises that are intended for your classes, I ask you to refer to these booklets for exercises, right? That makes sense. So I'm going to show you how to access them. So what you'll do is you'll go to the course page. So we're here now. You could have clicked the dashboard and then clicked on the course, but I don't know if it'll let me in student mode. Then you can either go to modules. No, we'll do modules first. And you scroll down to the relevant module. So the one will say compare contrast. So this is the compare contrast module. You've got your start page, you've got your course materials. These are the things you need to read or look at, and then your assignments. Well, one of the course materials will say booklet. So here we have the compare contrast booklet ... X. You can also access it. No, you can't access it from assignments. You should be able to access it from files. It's a little more difficult to find that way, but you will see it somewhere in here. So let's go back to that booklet over here in modules. And I'm clicking on it now. It just takes a second to load and scroll down. Scroll. Okay, so I'm going to click on compare contrast booklet. And it'll load in the viewer, but I wouldn't rely on that. Instead, we're just going to download it. And I'm going to pull it up on the computer. So I'm going to go down here where it downloaded in my browser. All right, so now we've got the compare contrast booklet open. Now, I have put a table of contents here for easy reference. Didn't have to do that. That actually does take a bit of extra time. So your first exercise, oh, it's on page 4, not 5. Okay, so then you can just go and you can scroll down, or you can hit Control click there, and it'll take you right to critical questions for reading 1. And so your reading 1 is right here. This is for the compare contrast. You read it, it's short, you answer those questions for your exercise for that compare contrast. You could also, if you didn't want to use the table of contents, you could have started here and just scrolled down. Scroll. Okay, here's reading 1, here's critical questions. So that's how you access them. Let me see what my time's at here. Okay, so why you want to use these booklets. So as I said, these are things that I am making for you. So this is like if I had the time to cover all of this in class, I would. It goes through why you want to learn this. sample readings to help you see examples of these types of modes so you can read how other people have done it, modes that are involved in it. We talk about topic selection and pre-writing. So how do you identify a compare-contrast prompt? What are some examples of compare-contrast prompts? How do you select a topic? What are some strategies for pre-writing? So, and then I go through and I illustrate them. Like, so this is content I created too. So this is, you know, if I was to write an essay on cats versus dogs, this is some pre-writing that I might do for it. Then how I would select a topic from that. Then I take stuff from online too, where other people have come up with really nice graphics that I don't have the time to do. So here's, you know, a T-chart and how you use one of those. Here's Venn diagrams and how you use those. These are just different ways that you can organize information. How you select your focus in a compare contrast. Additional exercises to help you do it and do it more effectively. How you reverse a prompt to create a purpose statement, and then how you use that to create the thesis statement. More practice in creating thesis statements. Different structure types in compare contrast. And again, I'm using the cats versus dogs, so I created all of this from scratch. Another reading, to give you another example of how you would write this type of essay. Step-by-step instructions on how to do the body. So what is the body paragraph structure? How do you write a topic sentence? How do you write the exposition? How you can adapt the structure. How you write an introduction. What do you choose for a hook? How do you write the context? And again, the exercises refer back to that. How to write the conclusion. More exercises on that, you know. What do you do to revise? What do you look for? What are some things you should do? And then additional, in this one I have a lot of additional information that can help you better understand these different types of structure and understand what you need to know for compare contrast. In the next booklet, you'll find that it'll be even better for you to take advantage of this, because the last several exercises are walking you through the steps to write your rhetorical analysis paper. So you'll actually use what you do from the exercise, or you can use what you do from the exercise in your final paper or in your rough draft. So that way we're kind of combining some steps, you're getting some practice, and it's practice you can actually use. And this will help you create stronger papers. It'll kind of help you go through writing it in a guided way that I hope will be more effective for you. So that's the booklets. The booklets will always be in a Word document that has the word booklet in here. They'll be under course materials. They're kind of meant to be mini textbooks on these different modes that we're doing, to give you all the information that I think you should possibly need, you know, to give you more resources, to give you more tools than I can necessarily cover in the time that we have available in class. It's also to give you access to tools outside of class. So if you're in another, you know, class later on, you can still use these and you don't necessarily have to go, hey, Miss Companion. And this also, I'm planning to do this in future classes to limit the amount that students have to spend on books. So yeah, definitely look at the booklets. I'm, you know, kind of using them more for where you have to go for the exercises, because I'm already creating them in the booklets, and that way, you know, it's kind of doing double duty. So that's all in the booklets for now, and let me know if you have any questions.